Spice versus her baby father. Care or don't care?
I care about that.
You care about it?
I care about that.
Yeah.
I think maybe seeing this whole thing play out.
Context.
Okay, so the issue is that it's been stemming since Spice's baby father, Nicholas Lall, went to Nicholas Lall's junior graduation, and the son was crying. She saw it. She made a comment say he's a deadbeat
Based
dad.
on the video, just internet, based on the video, it's clear that the son was happy to see the father.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
emotional,
Yeah.
filled with emotions.
Yeah.
And she said, well, yeah, you're a deadbeat dad, like you never know, and we should have video that say when a video say you pay the school fee, and she kind of persists this. He went out, he did a interview with the Star, the Jamaica Star. I guess a synopsis is that Spicer keep him from the kids. In a nutshell, right? That's pretty much what he said. Right or wrong, Naro?
The Jamaica Star is a reputable source.
No, I just want to give in a nutshell because I don't want to have to go into.
Basically, that in my sense.
Yeah.
And that. Yeah.
He's saying that I'm
in
not
basically,
the
they
enemy.
refute what people did have it for say about him being a deadbeat dad. He was refuting that.
Right. So he said that he left the relationship in 2016 and he left with nothing. When we got in 2006, he had a little business where he buy crash cards, fix them up, and sell them back. After a while, we made the decision to focus on Spice's career. So I spent 10 years doing that. I was her manager, her roadie, whatever. The only thing I didn't do was put makeup on her face. He explained that he decided to invest in himself by attending college and try to assist the kids when he was back on his feet. I went overseas, enrolled in school, so there was no money for me to send. So yeah, you can read the whole story on it, and him said that he couldn't get in contact with anybody. So he was cut off. Nobody was speaking to me. Numbers were changed. I had no contact. So Spice see this. She responded and she itemized it. List by list, list by list by list. Going down the list.
Yeah, to read the list.
Do I want to? I don't necessarily want to.
It's a long list.
Yeah, but she just went on to say that he is a deadbeat. She's been calling him a deadbeat dad.
I mean, along
saying,
point out that she list number 5 times.
That's petty, Nara, but whatever. I didn't want you to do that because I never want to seem so petty.
Okay.
Right.
And I want to go on. I'm staying out of this because people not going to be able to watch and hear me say my opinion on this without
Without
that I cannot
be
be
objective.
So I'm
But-
on this.
I mean, I've always been a fan of Spice, and we've always maintained on the show that she's a great mom. But I think the thing, as somebody that can personally relate to this story, because it's so much like my own personal issue of my mom was the only one to take care of me. My dad left. They had a very bad split. And, my father left with the intentions of making a better life for me. But it wasn't until pretty much that I became an adult in high school. Not in university, where my
That's in
dad.
high school. How much time you repeat?
Yeah. I became an adult in university.
Yeah.
The last year of my university, 2014, where my dad kind of played a very integral role in being a provider, monetary provider. Because I couldn't get in contact with my dad. It'd be months before I could get in contact with him. I'd call him. You talk to him sometime. We never really had that relationship where I could say, hey, Dad, how's things going? Like, he's always like, listen, all right, since you not call me and I try to maintain a relationship with me, I'll just beg your money. So, it's difficult. But one of the things that I've always credited my mom for doing is not badmouth my father. They left horribly. I won't even say how, but just know that it did bad when them left. And throughout that, she has always maintained, try and get to know your daddy. Try to reach out with your daddy. Talk to your daddy. She has always own relationship, and she's always tried to leave the lines of communication home with my dad. And of course, I got older, asked questions. Dad, mommy, what happened? Mom, what happened? And even when I was a little older and a little bit mature, where I could have asked my daddy and said, Dad, what happened? He's like, ask your mom. And I'm like, okay, all right, since you don't want to tell me.
Yeah.
But it's why I want to say this is because kids are smart and smarter than adults give them credit for. And if we put these things in the universe that he's a deadbeat, maybe after a while when things full on known and like the son and the daughter are willing to ask questions and they're willing and they're gonna track the father's behavior and they're gonna be like, oh, you really want deadbeat.
Yeah.
Oh, like they're gonna pick up and they're going to realize they're going to be aware after a
So
while.
we really have to say is like give them the space to
Give
form their
them
own
the
opinions. If it is
opportunity
true,
to
then it
form
will
their
reveal
own
itself.
opinion. Do not influence it. And when you come
rub
out
it
and
in them
face and I say he's a deadbeat because she did a live recently just before it went on air and she was cussing and saying that, you know, like he's like, I keep on reiterate that he is a deadbeat. Like that's what she's focusing on. Like he's not there to kind of maintain and give monetary support.
Right.
And she was even mentioning like, how is he a roadie? Like she mentioned that too. Like he wasn't really involved in her career, like manager, and other things. But to me, it's just like I understand her frustration, and she said it. She understand the frustration, but I feel like sensitive things like this, especially involving the kids and the kids' dad, is like maintain it, like do not. And people are going to say, don't tell me how to react and whatever. You're right, I can't tell you how to react, but I can tell you it's going to be very difficult to explain if and when the kids decide that it's true or not true and say you're the one that keeping me from that. Because remember, he's entering that teenage years, you know,
right?
And
high school,
the teenage years is shit. I was horrible, and you know, I'm just saying, but it's just teenagers. Kids tend to just get bad during them teenagers, and I think this is when he's going to probably need some fatherly figure, especially the son, to be in his life and to be a guide and a mentor to him. So it's allow the kids to maintain their own relationship. If he is really a deadbeat, if he really don't want him, the Nicholas Lall Jr. is going to see for himself, and he's going to make that determination, and he's going to take his step without your involvement. You're just going to just be like, try and do it, and you're going to look like the good guy and say, you see, after mommy I try maintain, like mommy I tell me say, hey, and he's going to see that. Don't be the wedge that drive them apart. And I know you're going to be upset. And if the people them show you this, I hope that you can really and truly sit with somebody who's in the same position. Like he's like, is the only difference is my mom was a teacher and you're an entertainer, but still my mom had to do everything on her own. And I can tell you the full game, but I will not, because my dad watched too. And I love him. And I love my mom too, but I know
who you are.
Exactly.
I do. But
she
I
probably
know
would have been bitter towards him if her mother did a bash him and say, your father deadbeat, don't talk to him.
Yeah.
And,
you know, and then probably me I say, but mom, but then after a while I know that if she do that, I would be so upset, because it'd be like, you never met me having a relationship with my dad. And when him get older and mature and I try reach out now, me I say, like, and I see a changed person, me I say, but why mommy keep me from you? Why?
Because you drive that into him, it could make the child resent you.
Yeah.
Because he must say, you make me not even get the chance to form that relationship or form those opinions.
And I know she's going to say that we chat too much and I may get a suck your mother, but
no,
still, I just want to say, that Spice.
That is reserved for me. Especially made for me.
Spice, as a woman, I get it. I get that you're frustrated. I get the toll as a mother and a single mother who has to be carrying the burden seemingly on your own. I don't know if you have a man, and that's not my concern. But you've presented yourself as a strong, independent woman, and I know it's burdensome after a while to carrying the load on your own. But I really feel like with two kids and you have to be traveling the world by yourself. I try to make this bread because you're not really seeing that you have anybody to depend on, which is in the father. So I get it. I get the frustration, but to be going on the live and is all people and people just want to see the drama. Them just want to true. Like
they're making a production out there.
Yeah, like people just want to see, like they don't really care. Them not care about your son. Them not care about you and the father. Like they just care about the drama.
To interject, that's the main thing I really like about this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to speak to who me feel I tell the truth and who I
yeah, it's inconsequential. It's just that please it's don't bring that shit to something.
And the thing is with these type of situations that I found to be it happen a lot is that because you don't really think about your actions and how it affect the child because it's more of a petty thing that I have to get back at you. And that be the baby father, I have to get back at you, the baby mother, and it's just messy because
see my accuser of Obia now.
Media, he go on social media like
spell, which
on both sides it just
and part of me is just like
fix it.
Because I'm so much into love and hip hop and I'm a love and hip hop junkie. Me watch it.
Is this a storyline?
Maybe it's being ployed and being brought into as a storyline because that's one of the things. That's one of the things. That's one of the. That's one of the things that is being like even with Mimi and Stevie. You know, that's their whole thing that Stevie is really into. He doesn't pay child support. He's not in it. So it's like, you see it and I'm always like, why them always bring it? Like, especially that part and him fathering skills. Like, it's interesting enough that he's just a womanizer. And Stevie J, one of the most fuck up people and one of the most fuck up man I ever seen in my life. But them bring truth say well I just something there. But when them I never like it when them bring like the children, even one character in it was from Love and Hip Hop, the New York one, Peter Guns with Amina and Tara, where them one have baby for the man and then
sorry.
one have a baby and then the next one have a baby for the person because them didn't want to get pregnant too for the man and then just bring kids into it like 2 kids after pretty much one try have one after the other because they didn't want to be without kids or them want to be the last one to have the kid, you know. And I've always thought that's just the messiest, most childish thing ever when you bring kids into such a mess.
It's messy, man.
You know,
Keep
and
it over social media, man, but it could
I've
be a production.
I've never liked it.
Be,
even with Stevie J, even with Mimi, not Mimi, Rashida and Kirk and Jasmine, because he had an outside baby of their relation outsider. Kirk and Rashida are married, and Jasmine is an outside chick, and she had a kid for them. And to me, it's always so cringy. I'm like, I don't care about that. I don't want to have kids being brought into this mess. Like, do something else. Talk about on the adult life, but kids.
Let me not tell no over there, man.
Keep them away.
Out of it. I've always cringed.
Exactly.
I've always cringed.
Living a life. Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, I hope she see this, and I hope that she see that.
No, I don't want to see.
I'm never against her because, as I said, and to drive home the point, like I get it, Spice. You are totally 100. You probably be right within it because we don't know the full situation.
Yeah.
We don't know how they left. We don't know why they left, and we're not pretend for no. Yeah. But just the fact that you calling him a deadbeat, you're going on live and I trash him and I say him not so. Like, don't try and drive a wedge between you and don't drive a wedge between the son and him.
God,
like
you saw from the video that the son was happy to see
him. Like even that, she could have just left it alone. Just leave it like
on both sides. No, could have been left alone.
Like him
on
got the graduation. He's overwhelmed.
Exactly. You see,
they showed up on social media.
Exactly. Even though that when I saw it, the video him dude, I could tell that this is a production as well.
It is.
Yes.
He had somebody. Video. See, walking now.
Yeah.
But it happened and she respond. Just allow it alone, man.
Yeah.
Allow it alone when people talk and say them have to say that.
Yeah.
You can know it hurt her deep.
It does, and you know what? She has every right to be hurt, but you complain to your dancers, complain to your mother, complain to management, complain to your friends, but to bring it on social media where everybody just wants to see the drama. Everybody wants to see the drama, and even if you're going to come to social media when you're gonna call him deadbeat and you know do this, and it's just like like your son is gonna see this after a while. He's gonna your father not love you, like she even talk and reference that he's being bullied in school.
The same guy, the graduation, and I must say that set her off. Yeah. Just say, I'm gonna put this one.
Watch this conniving pussy.
Yeah. May I put this and make them know?
Listen, she has every right to be hurt. She has every right to be angry. Like she probably looked like she didn't love him, and it ended badly because there seemed to be some love there, but it's some toxic hateful love. But you know, I personally don't like it because the poor kids are seeing this and them don't know which,
and them would tease him.
Yeah, and them they probably not even know which side to choose because
exactly.
mama tell me one thing, daddy tell me one thing. Like allow them to just push love to both parents and allow the kids to see the truth.
Him not need none of this. Cause when them youth they ready for start tease him in a class. Like no.
Yeah, it's him really not need this. Not right now.